Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I'm using the Flamberge, and for a while this weapon was incredibly underused. And then suddenly just a bunch of uploaders started to use this thing, and now it's everywhere. And by everywhere, the best example of that I can think of is the night that I recorded these invasions. Almost every single person was using the Flamberge. And I definitely understand why. It's a great weapon. I don't know why people didn't really catch on with it sooner, but the ability to combo with this weapon is fantastic. And that is without a doubt the biggest pro, but I'll go into a little more detail on that later. So, the Flamberge has a weight of 6 units, it has a D scaling in strength and a B scaling in dexterity. And something I didn't learn until recently, apparently the bleed buildup on this weapon is actually 36 per hit, and not the standard 33 per hit. So it's only a 3-point difference, but that could make or break it in some cases, so it's worth mentioning. So, let's see what else there is. Stats required to wield it, you need 16 strength and 14 dexterity, but of course it is a dexterity weapon, so you're going to want over 30, I'm assuming. Unless, of course, you make it elemental or enchanted or whatever. So there's that. Alright then. So the pros and the cons of the weapon. Without a doubt, the biggest pro of this weapon is the ability to do combos. This weapon is like made to do combos. It's a greatsword, so you can stun relatively easily, and it's got a nice flowing moveset. What that means is you can do things like this right here. Just boom, done. Easy. Sort of, the combos with this thing, they just sort of happen without you even really needing to try and do it. Now, that being said, a lot of people will try and do the exact same combos, like, say, a running attack followed by an R2, and then an R1, and then a kick, and then another R1. That's pretty much the most common combo people do with this thing. And of course, the running attack will be a dead angle attempt, and it's predictable. People tend to be predictable when they're using this, and I get that, that's a great combo. But there are so many others you can do, and so many ways you can switch it up. It's really easy to make it unpredictable at the same time. Like in the beginning of this fight, when I was running in, he thought I was going to do a running attack, like everyone always does. But I didn't, so he didn't get to parry me. I mean, it's just something that you know is coming when someone is running in with a greatsword in general. So there's that amount of predictability, I'm going to say, is a pretty big con. But on the other hand, I mean, you have so much you can do with it to vary your combos, it's still unpredictable, I guess. So I don't really know what the best way to describe that is. I guess that's more up to the player than up to the weapon. So there's that. Alright, so the biggest pro, of course, would be the ability to do combos. You've got the other greatsword pros being the easy stun lock, easy stun, whatever you want to call it. I have a relatively easy time of picking up people in their instability frames while rolling when I'm using this weapon, and I use its R2s. I don't know if that's just me, if it's any of you guys, leave comments saying if it's, you guys too. I would definitely consider that to be a pro if it isn't just me, so that's definitely a good thing. Cons of the weapon, I would have to say the biggest con would be the fact that it doesn't do that much damage for a greatsword. Now what I mean by that is if you're comparing a Flamberge on a quality build to, say, a Claymore, the Claymore will do more damage. But again, if you compare a Flamberge to a Claymore on a dexterity build, the Flamberge will outdo it. Now, that's just the nature of Dark Souls, I guess. I mean, if you're on a quality build, quality weapons do more damage than pure dex weapons. I mean, this isn't pure dex, but my point is still valid. So, really, it's still a good weapon to use on a quality build, don't get me wrong, but if you're going straight for damage, which I don't ever really recommend, then this is not the option you want. So there's that. Personally, I find the moveset to be more important than the AR of a weapon. So I'll be willing to use pretty much anything as long as I like the moveset. For example, I like using the Mail Breaker, so I use the Mail Breaker. It's convenient, and my dog just ran into the table. Okay then. Alright then, so let's see. That pretty much actually sums up everything I had to say. Oh my god, this dog. Okay then, like I was saying, that pretty much sums up everything I've got to say. There are no more fights after this, I do believe. I'm pretty sure this is the last one. And I've pretty much covered everything. So a quick recap. Biggest pro, combo ability, biggest con. Doesn't do that much damage compared to other great swords, but that's sort of a wash in my opinion because it's got a great moveset. So that was the Flamberge. That's all I've got to say. I'm just sort of talking and rambling. Sorry about that. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.